All right, here we are live again. Today we are going to be talking to Mrs. Casey Rutherford. Casey is 90 days into her journey with eXp Realty and the Fast Forward movement. Hello, Casey.
Hello, good morning. Is it afternoon? I think it's still morning. Good morning.
Yeah, maybe a hair afternoon, but that's fine. It seems like morning.
That's
And
right.
also our good friend, Mr. Stacey Wyatt. Stacey, thank you for being on this call today. We appreciate it.
Of course.
Well, Casey, it's been 90 days since you made the biggest move in your real estate career, and you moved from a very popular brokerage in town to what is becoming the fastest growing brokerage in the United States, eXp Realty. So tell us how you're doing. Tell us about your first 90 days and just what have you been up to?
I have been busy. That's what I've been up to.
Outside of the 3 children and the husband?
Outside of the 3 children and the husband, I have been busy in the best way possible. And I think, your average consumer knows that the market is crazy right now. But what they may not know is that it's really hard to get listings and it's really hard to get buyers under contract.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very thankful that for us, business has continued to boom and soar. And in my first 90 days with eXp, I have either closed or I am pending more sales volume than I did in all of 2020.
Wow. Wow, that's impressive.
So
and you had a great year last year.
I would call that a win. I would say we're off to the races. And, I've had the opportunity to work with a lot of really, really great clients who have just trusted me to guide them to the finish line. But I've also learned a lot and grown my business in a lot of ways because of the resources that I now have access to through eXp. And so, I don't think it's a coincidence that so much of my recent success coincides with the change that I recently made, for sure.
100%. I mean, it's all about, we can't do this alone, right? I mean, nobody succeeds alone, and to surround yourself with people that are doing it at a much higher level and they're willing to give back all their knowledge, it's been a game changer for sure, right?
Yep, it has been. So, just a little anecdote about that. Our Fast Forward movement has a Zoom call every Monday, and I actually tuned into that a few times before I even moved over to eXp. Mm-hmm. And it was through that Zoom, that weekly Zoom, with people that are doing high production at a really, really insane level, that made me decide that I was very confident in making the move. And surrounding myself by people that are doing business 10 times, 20 times greater than what I'm doing has just given me the boost to really want to, go.
It's amazing to have, in years past, and Stacey and I were living this for a long time, and you did too, till recently, having the access to those people, they were really off limits. They were really, you couldn't get to them unless you happen to really know one of them, or and they're still too busy, or if you pay for it. And now it's on tap. You can just pull the lever and tap into as many of them as you want and whatever you need. It's really crazy, but it's great, right?
Yes. So that's been a gift. To your point, I think where I was in my business, I really wanted to grow, and not just a little bit. I wanted to take my business really to the next level. Mm-hmm. And to have an environment where it's not just, pay $1,000 here for a coaching class, pay $2,000 here for a coaching class, but having people like y'all that are in my corner saying, hey, we've been doing this 10, 15, 20 years. Here's the blueprint to our success. Yeah. Take it, run with it, and implement. And implementation is all up to you. And so my team has been working really hard to implement the things that we've been given to serve our clients, in a better way.
Yeah, the information's out there for everybody, and the level of information is really based on the people that you surround yourself with. But at the end of the day, if you don't implement, it doesn't matter. So implementation is key. So you've been busy. So you've been closing a lot of deals. I know that your volume is already where it was last year. Tell us what that looks like. I mean, you did a couple of luxury deals right out of the gate here, right? You came on?
Yeah. So my first buyer when I moved over, let me back up a little bit. Before I made this change, I think because EXP is not as well known in the Atlanta market, they're really big out west, really big up north, and it's trickling down into the Atlanta market. I really believe in the business model, but I had some hesitation coming in about being able to serve and represent a more high-end luxury client in the same way that I could before. And it's just it's been so cool to watch my last few months unfold, because my first buyer after I moved to EXP was a $1.8 million buyer in town. My first listing agreement was a $1.2 million listing agreement. I've had another $1.4 million listing that, we're closing on here soon, and, multiple offers over list, the whole thing. And so, what I've really learned is that buyers want to work, and buyers and sellers want to work with you. They believe in you and your brand and the service that you provide. And EXP has just given me a platform to build my brand on top of, which for me is the greatest source of value with this company, because I've worked hard to build a brand on, online and social and all those things. And so to have a platform to continue to just push that momentum forward has been really, really great.
Well, you're right. It's all about the branding. I mean, Stacey's done a great job branding his team. I've branded my team pretty well. But with EXP, EXP is all about the agent is the brand. EXP just brokers the deal and provides tremendous support. But Casey Rutherford is the one that goes out there and has her name out there. And so you're saying that there was no hesitation for someone to work with you because you were with EXP Realty?
I haven't had any hesitation. No.
Yeah. Me neither.
Well, and from outside looking in into Casey's business, I think the thing that was very clear from the beginning is she developed her brand. And I'd love to hear a little more about how that all came together. And her brand is in the front, right? It's EXP's the platform that's brokering the deal. And I think me included, when I got into the business, I didn't have a sales and marketing background. I came out, I'm an engineer, trying to figure that whole game out. Casey's got a corporate background also, businesswoman, she kind of knows the game. I'd love to hear, because agents starting in the business, the majority of them don't think, like, you got to wear a lot of hats, right? You've got to be sales, you have marketing, you have some operations, and not everybody's gifted with that marketing brain that says, hey, it's my brand, right? Versus let's just pick a big box company. Well, if you're wearing their swag and everything, well, they're thinking, man, there's, in Atlanta, let's use Keller Williams. We're all familiar with them. If you're wearing Keller Williams swag, which is cool, it's, well, somebody picks up the phone and calls Keller Williams, they're going to get one of 14,000 agents, right? Whereas looking at the Rutherford brand is they know who they're calling. So I'm curious, one, I think a lot of agents really need to take that to heart. You used your name and your brand, right? Yeah. Obviously built your brand to feel more aspirational and luxury. How did that all come together? Because I think that's super important for agents to understand as they build their brand, and there's a lot of noise in the real estate space, how you stood out, right? Because your brand was attracted 1.8, 1.2. How did that start out? Like, what was the genesis of that? What was your thinking?
Well, it all kind of happened. Honestly, it was kind of a happy accident. And one of those things that I had an online social media presence that started out as a blog that was designed to core. It was really just a hobby. I was doing real estate at the same time. I just wasn't talking about it online. And I had a separate real estate Instagram social media account that I really treated more like a resume. And I think that is the trap that a lot of real estate agents fall into is, I always say, this is my unpopular opinion, but your social media account as a realtor should not be your resume, because people are not going to engage with that. They don't really care. And I think what's different about me is that I use my social media account as a representation of me, as the whole person. And so people who work with me know what they're getting because they see what I'm doing on the weekends with my kids. They see what I'm interested in. They know I love design and decor because that's kind of how I built all of that. They know that I'm a successful real estate agent. They know that I love coaching and mentoring other women build their businesses. And they know that I want to be in the carpool line every day at 3:00, and somehow I'm making it all work. And those are the people that are calling me, asking me, help me build my business or help me buy and sell real estate. But regardless of which one of those two categories somebody falls into, the common denominator is that they know what they're getting, and that's me. And so I've been able to build an authentic connection and a trust, so to speak, of with my online community. And I think that's where a lot of agents kind of miss the mark in capturing their social audiences and their communities.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think you've done a fantastic job with that because one, your name's on the brand, right? And then you've created this, let's call it an emotional connection through what you do on social. They know you professionally, personally. So that connection, and that's who the consumer wants to work with, right? If it's,
That's right.
I had a very generic name for my team starting and there wasn't that connection. So whether you intuitively knew it out of the gate, you created, the Rutherford brand, you've created an amazing online community where they know you. And I think you told me in passing one time is you've met total random people that follow you on Instagram. They're telling you things that you're like, I know you don't even know this person and they feel like they know me, right?
Yep.
Then I have to assume has served your business at a high level. So my takeaway from that is your brand that you built around you, and they know what they're getting when they hire you to do business. So congrats on that. I mean, it's awesome to watch them.
Yeah.
Well, you said something that I think resonates with a lot of people, that you're a mom, you're a wife, you are a business owner, you are a coach and a trainer, and you're in the carpool line at 3, picking up your kids, which is why do we do what we do, is to be able to have the time to do what we want to do. And for you to say that, I mean, that's incredible because it can be done and you're obviously doing it. And as long as you're surrounded with the right support group, the people around you, anything is possible, right?
That's right. And it's all about, setting those boundaries for myself and having a team that supports me and just a network so that we can continue to serve our clients well. And that's not to say that I haven't missed carpool or I haven't missed bath time or bedtime, to go do a showing or to go meet someone for a listing appointment. That's not true at all. But the moral of the story is that there is the balance because I've tried to build it in. And just like anything else, there has to be flexibility in place. And that's true. But for me, having balance to me is, 9 times out of 10, I'm where I want to be and where I feel like I need to be at that time. And so, I've been able to work really hard. I put the kids down, pull out my laptop and keep working. And people joke that, do you sleep? And it's like, oh, sometimes. But, I'm also happier than I've ever been, and growing something that's my own and serving our community in a way that's been really impactful has been a true highlight of 2021.
Which is awesome. Yeah, and the word balance gets thrown out a lot, right? And I've never been able to figure out, is that truly balance? The best I've ever heard anybody say it, and I think you do it at a really high level, is you have an integrated life. Your business, your family, it's all integrated, and you do it so well in layering it all together of showing, hey, I'm a mom. I've got 3 kids under 5. Barry's here we have to have supportive spouses to serve our clients and then still run the family. So like integrated is like the best term I've heard. And it looks like you're from the outside in, looks like you're doing that pretty well. I'm sure behind the scenes, it's, we all have our moments, but
chaos.
Yeah, let's control chaos. And I, just finished Mother's Day, and it looks like you carry a lot of weight like most moms in there. So cool. Well, I think the other one point I just want to add, and we'll close out on the luxury end of it, is it's so much about how you build your brand and then build your database and sphere of influence. Versus you get a lot of people that I think, especially newer agents, that are so stuck on the brokerage brand, right? That they need that support. Maybe they do out of the gate because they haven't built that. that's why I think it's so important to talk about your brand, that your brand is paramount, because that's who the consumer works with, and then know Casey. That to me is going to control your level of business in terms of what clients you're attracting. So I think Casey's the perfect example of, I don't know that it matters what brokerage platform you're on per se from a marketing perspective, because your brand should be paramount and out front in front of the consumer, because that's who they're working with. So I didn't want that point to go there, because I think you've nailed that one on the head, which is awesome. So, but also you've recently opened up your office in Milton. So I'd love to hear about that and what your plans are with it.
I have. It's funny because a lot of people said, I thought you went to EXP because it was cloud-based, no brick and mortar. And yes, that's true. And there are so many things I love about the EXP platform. But one of those is that I'm able to open a space that is a reflection of my brand. And for me, I don't see that as an expense. I see that as an investment in my business. And having a place where I can bring clients in, I can host closings here, I can host appointments here, trainings, lunch and learns. And also we have, a growing team of agents, whether they're partner agents with me or, interested in growing my team. We are growing over here at Team Rutherford, and we wanted to bring in space to have space for that growth. Now I think the question is, in the next year or two, are we going to outgrow where we are? Because I really believe that growth is coming and that people are really, really excited about what we're doing here. So we're excited to have this office. It's an extension of our brand. And hopefully in 4 or 6 weeks, when all of our furniture is in and we're able to really open our doors, my goal for me is that clients and people in the community, when they set foot in here, they feel like it's a home away from home. And that's kind of what we're going for. We don't want it to feel like an office. We want it to feel like a luxury, high-end experience that reminds people of what they're looking for in a home. And so as an extension of, my home and my brand that got us all here, we really wanted to create a space where we could invite the community in.
Awesome. So where would somebody find you at? Where is this awesome office?
We are off Mayfield Road, right next to Milton's. The restaurant, we actually share a parking lot. So I got a lot of texts on Sunday from all the moms coming through to Milton's Mother's Day brunch. They're like, I see your sign. So that was really exciting.
That's
and
an awesome location in Milton. So congrats on that.
Thank you. Yeah.
I have a sinking suspicion that you're going to need some more space really quick. So that's exciting.
So we'll see, but we're just, we're really excited to be here. We love the location. We can walk to Crabapple, so if anyone wants to come meet me for coffee or lunch, you kind of know where to find me. But we're here just about every day, in and out and on the run for sure, because that's the nature of the job. But whether it's me or Brooke, who's my director of operations, one of us is here, and we are just really excited to get up and running and officially open our doors for the community at large.
Well, Casey, let me ask you, what would you tell, you've gone from a corporate job, you're raising 3 kids, and now you have a very successful, booming, growing real estate business, and you're still able to spend time with your family and watch the I think Rhett's hitting home runs over there. Every time I turn around, he's hitting another doing something great on the baseball field. What would you tell any realtor, because there's a lot of agents in Atlanta that are either brand new getting into real estate, they are either in their first or second year trying to get some traction, clawing away, trying to get a couple deals done, or the person that's doing 30, 40 million that's just looking for, something that can help them grow and even expand on that. What would you tell all of these people?
I think it's the same thing I tell myself, and that's find someone who's building their business the way you want to build it and watch and connect with them. And, don't just call them up and ask for some free mentoring, but call them up and say, hey, can I host an open house for you? Can I shadow you for a day? Can I come sit in and listen to you on your morning calls? Can I come shadow you at a listing appointment? Can I be a showing agent for you? And, you know, when you offer to provide value, that value turns back around and overflows on you as well. And that's really no different than what I'm trying to do in the fast forward movement at EXP. I'm trying to continue to surround myself by people who are doing just that and who are operating at a higher level. And so for me, it's really fun because on social media, I have a lot of people reach out to me on social media, and most of them want to know how I'm leveraging the decor and the design and all of those things in a way that supports my real estate business, because that's something that's really unique to me. And so those are tips and tricks that I'm sharing with the partner agents that are in our EXP network with us. And that's what I would tell them is align yourself with people, not with a brand. Align yourself with a person who is running their business the way that you would like to run your business, and, you know, watch it grow from there.
That's exactly right. Yeah, it truly is. When you have partner level access to people that are doing it, like you said, you know, 5-10 times more than you, they've already been through that challenge you're going through. Mm-hmm. You know, they've already know how to do. Here's the blueprint that got me through this, and I'm happy to share it with you. And so I think that's one of the best things that we're all seeing in this group we're in is just the collaboration. I mean, the three of us collaborate on. I mean, we talk all the time about everything.
Yeah.
So Casey, what's the best way to get in touch with you if someone wants to reach out and have coffee with you, or just talk to you about their business? You
can call me. You can find me on Instagram at case.rutherford. You can email me at casey@teamrutherford.com. But I'm always a phone call, text, you know, email or direct message away, you know, from connecting. And I love a good cup of coffee. I have about 5 cups a day. So if anybody wants to, you know, throw a cup into the mix, I'm always down for a good connection. And I'll add in there as well that I love a good Zoom coffee date too. I've been connecting with a lot of people all across the country, even who are interested in what we're doing and how we're growing our businesses. And so if a Zoom coffee date is more up your alley, you know, I'll raise my glass to you and we'll have a little cheers, you know, over Zoom as well.
Well, a lot of people are looking at you, looking at us, looking at the group, the Fast Forward movement. And I think it's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger as more and more people realize that they can have anything they want in their real estate career and it be their brand and them be the ones driving the ship. And I think that's real important to everybody.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Well, listen, thank you so much for your time. I know you're busy. Stacey, thank you for your time too, sir. And
as always,
you guys have a great day. And anybody out there, if you want to get in touch with Casey, just find her on Instagram, and you can't miss her. And she's all over it. And you guys have a great day. We'll talk soon. Okay.
Thanks, guys. Good to see you. Bye-bye.